Hello and welcome to this episode of the Mixtape podcast. This is where we take a deep dive into the inspirations and influences of my guest as I ask them to select 6 tracks for their imaginary mixtape. Track 1 is an attention grabber. Track 2 is a song they sing in the car or the shower. Track 3 is a cover version. For track 4, I'll ask them to pick a song they wish they could have played to their 18-year-old selves. Track 5 is a song they would use to woo someone. Track 6 is a track that my guest feels doesn't get the attention or recognition that it deserves. Track 6 is for Patreons only, so if you'd like to support the creation of this podcast, it's patreon.com/mixtape podcast, or you can check out the link in the description below. You can join for free or subscribe for as little as $2 a month. There's lots of other Patreon-only content on there, including the opportunity to ask guests a question and to have a personalised mixtape playlist curated by yours truly. There's lots of other ways you can support me, a like or a follow on social media. Again, there's links in the description for that. Or if you are listening on Spotify, you can smash the follow icon or you can rate the podcast. All of these little things go a long way towards growing the platform, and I really, really appreciate it. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope you enjoy this episode. Hello and welcome to this mixtape for KCR 102.5 FM and the mixtapepodcast.com. Today, I'm joined by Tracey Barnett. How are you, Tracey?
I'm great. How are you?
Very well, thanks. Stoked to be chatting to you. We were sort of connected by our lovely mutual acquaintance, Zoe, if you remember, from Earth. After I chatted to her, she put me on to you. So that was awesome. Thanks, Zoe. Shout out, Zoe, if you're watching. I'm sure she will be watching this episode.
Absolutely. Shout out, Zoe.
Yeah. Okay. So you got your new single coming out August 21st, Somewhere in the Middle. Is that right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about the single and how it feels to be releasing music again, and how you're going in general.
Yeah, well, this is one that was inspired by that whole COVID era. Sorry to mention that word again, everyone, but it's going to keep coming up for a while, I think. Maybe forever. Yeah, so that time changed my relationship with my music career and my relationship with my music in general massively. And coming out the other side of it's actually been a positive thing. But yeah, Somewhere in the Middle is about finding that, exactly, finding somewhere in the middle of it all, because I came out of this mindset of feeling like it was mandatory to just push my music as far as I possibly could and sacrifice everything in my life for my music. And then, we had COVID lockdown everything, and the biggest tour that I'd ever planned was cancelled, and all of the stuff that everyone went through. And I was just left completely lost and feeling like I had no purpose in life. And I'm trying so hard to keep this story short. That's why I wrote a song about it, so I could just summarize everything.
That's it. Yeah.
But basically, to make it a bit more personal for people, I have always been an equestrian person as well. And this weird way, a ex-harness racing horse found me, came into my life, and he just helped channel this whole mind shift of what life's really about. And it brought joy back to my music without the pressure behind it to force it to be amazing. I just got back to, my purpose in life is not just as a musician. Being a musician is part of my life and my journey. It's not everything that I am. And he brought that into my life. So that's also why I chose to have my horses in the little picture for the single cover, because I was like, that's a little secret Easter egg as to where it all came from.
Yeah. And recently, you supported George Thorogood at Fremantle Prison. How was that?
It was epic. It's like, honestly, a pinch me moment. When I first received the phone call when they asked me if I'd be interested in opening for him, I nearly hung up on them, to be honest, because I thought it was just a joke. So glad that I didn't. But yeah, I had Michael Videlli, who also performed on the night. He had kind of said to me, these are the gigs that come along like once every decade in your career. And I'm like, honestly, if this is the only opportunity I get this big, I'm okay with it, because I really did just immerse myself in the whole experience, and it was just epic. And I had a response I didn't expect, actually, because like I'm one person on stage, and I'm opening up for Michael Videlli and his trio, and which are a massive sound, and then I'm opening for George Thorogood and the Destroyers. And I'm like, oh, the audience is just gonna like walk away or whatever. But they didn't. They were so supportive right there with me. And it was beautiful. And George and his crew, like, what an inspiration. I hope that I am kicking goals like that when I'm in my 70s, because they truly rock and are so professional at what they do.
Yeah. He's been in the game a long time, obviously, and I'm a massive George Thorogood fan. And there's a shower playlist that I've got that I put around quite a bit, and I talk about a lot on the podcast. The Monday afternoon shower playlist, and he's got a track called "The Usual." I don't know if you're familiar with that, and that is my absolute shower standard. It's so good. It's like it's got some of my favorite lyrics of all time. I had a future, but she just passed out. And it's just like brilliant. It's just a drinking song. It's like drinking in a bar, and it's
all
just
about good times with George.
Exactly right. Exactly right. So check out, if you're listening, "The Usual" by George Thorogood. I think it's the title track to the album with the same name, but fantastic track that is. Okay, where can people connect with you, pre-save the single and download the MP3 and all that kind of good stuff?
I usually send people straight to my website, which is traceybarnettmusic.com, because I put all my social links and streaming links and things like that all in one little area to make it nice and easy for people. So, best place to connect with me is to head to the website.
Okie dokie. And if you are listening on the radio show, once again, that is traceybarnettmusic.com. If you're listening on the podcast or watching on the YouTube channel, there will be a link in the description below to Tracey's website, where you can pre-save that track and listen to all her other music and all of that other good stuff. Okay, Tracey, let's drop into your mixtape track choices, which you were very kind enough to send to me well in advance, which was fantastic. Even though you did that, I'll only listen to them like last night and this morning, like the couple of tracks that I didn't know. So but thanks anyway. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't even get them.
Songs you don't know, because that's got to be one of the interesting things for you doing this podcast. Is I'm like, hopefully there's something in there you haven't heard before.
It's not just one of the things. It's the reason why I do it is to get introduced to new stuff. Like, that's why track 6 is specifically the way it is, because that's designed specifically for me to get into new music. So we'll get to that. We're jumping ahead a little bit of ourselves. Okay, so track 1, Tracey, of your mixtape is a song that's going to go in and kick it off with a big attention grabber. So what did you pick for that?
I know I do have to say, if I'm allowed to, that I debated so long between two songs. So it was very nearly Tool and Stinkfist, but I chose and decided on Larkin Poe's Strike Gold. It's a fantastic song. They're an amazing killer duo, and I had to back my fellow sisters in the blues industry.
Yeah, amazing slide player. Yeah, I really enjoy that track, and it does go in with a bit of a bang, and it's musically it's an attention grabber. Yeah, fantastic choice. A lot of people, like, you can go two ways with attention grabber. Some people it's like it's a lyrical attention grabber. Do you know what I mean? And other ways it's a musical sort of attention grabber. But that was definitely a music attention grabber. And I don't know, is it a lap steel that she's playing? But she's playing it standing up in the video, which I thought, which is awesome.
Yeah, and the pair of them are it's just the most powerful duo. But selfishly, another reason I picked that song is because it always takes me back to a specific time that was really cool and empowering for me as well. I was about to say sorry to the listeners that I went selfish there, but I suppose it is like my mixtape.
It's your mixtape, exactly right. It's your mixtape, yeah. And it's not genre.
That way.
it's never genre specific. It doesn't matter. That's what the mixtape is. The show doesn't have a specific genre, so whatever you pick is what I play. Yeah, so it's all good. I would have had a bit of a double take if Tour would have been your track one, considering your personal genre. But yeah, that's what I like about it, is they're the ones that catch me, and when people like yourself would pick like a Tool track, or spoiler alert, an Anthrax track, or do you know what I mean? Like they're the ones that catch me off guard and just amaze me. Like they're the best podcast moments for me, is when it comes out like that. It's so good. Yeah. Okay. All right. Track two, Tracey, is a song you sing when you're on your own in the car or the shower. What did you pick for that?
It's probably been chosen a million times before, but
Never been chosen on the podcast before, no.
Oh my God,
No.
Bohemian Rhapsody. I mean, it has to be Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. It's just, I love it if I'm actually carpooling with friends, and we quite often put that on, and we'll just be like singing, belting it to the top of our lungs, and it's so dramatic as well. So, you end up singing to your friends like I absolutely love that song. It is a long one, but it's a great journey. And I mean, Queen, they were masters. Absolutely.
I'm imagining a bit of a Wayne's World moment there, if that's not a too much of an old cultural reference for people who are listening. You. Yeah. Yeah. That's an iconic scene. That gave, not that it needed a new lease of life, that track, but I think that really gave that track a massive new audience in there. What would it have been, mid to late 90s, I would have said. Wayne's World, yeah, fantastic track. And I'm not going to lie to you, that's an ambitious one vocally as well. Like, fair play to you. Yeah, fair play. Yeah, that would be in the shower. It'd be a bit easier, I imagine, but in the car, that's bold, mate. Good choice.
Oh, I'm not saying that I pull it off ever, but I certainly give it, that's why it's the car or the shower, because if it sounds terrible, it doesn't matter, because I'm just having fun.
That's right. All right. And track three, Tracey, is pick a cover version. What was your cover version that you chose?
I picked Imagine by A Perfect Circle. Again, going back to massive Tool fan, so it was natural that I would gravitate towards A Perfect Circle following Maynard's journey. I do think they did a beautiful rendition of Imagine. I mean, it is a beautiful song. And I feel like it's actually never lost its relevancy as well. Like, you look at the state of everything right now, and I feel like, Imagine was just so poignantly said, and I love that it was brought to life in a different context with A Perfect Circle.
Yeah, I think it is one of them songs, like whenever you sort of, if you go on, YouTube comments or any comments of any posting of it online, it's always like along the lines of, how old is this song? It's just as relevant today as it ever was, back in the day. But like, what interested me about their version of that, I'm not a musician, right? So I'm only going to have a stab at this, so you can help me out here, right? What have they done musically with that? Is it minor chords? Is it a different key? What are they doing to make it sound so dark? Because it really does, their version. Do you know what I mean?
And they've also made it a little bit more dramatic in its context as well. And I think some of that is to do with the staccato elements that they add, because the original is quite flowing, and then Perfect Circle have added that kind of abruptness to it. And also having the string quartet adding to that kind of tension. For me, there will be someone who has amazing theory knowledge, and please chip in the comments.
Yeah, please do, because I want to know as well.
Yeah, with what they think makes it so dramatic. But you're right. For me, those were the elements that I felt, brought it into a real different light. Yeah,
fantastic version. So what I'll be doing, Tracey, is on the radio show, I'll drop the tracks in between as we're chatting. In the podcast, obviously, the songs are licensed content, so I can't include them in the actual podcast, but there will be a link in the description to a Spotify playlist of all your choices and some of your own music as well, and your new single will be included on that playlist. So if you drop down in the description, you can listen to all Tracey's track choices. And if you go to the mixtapepodcast.com, you can click on Spotify playlists, and you will find all the track ones on a playlist, all the track twos on a playlist, all the track threes on a playlist, right the way up to track 6. They are all there on the mixtapepodcast.com if you want to check them out. Okay, Tracey, track 4 is pick a song you wish you could play to your 18-year-old self? What did you pick for that?
And this was released not long after I turned 18, so I was very I was so close. But I actually picked Serious by Ash Grunwald simply because of the lyrical content. It was really hard with this, whether to pick a song that actually would have like helped my musical development or whether to pick a song that lyric with hearing back then. So yeah, naturally I went with the lyrical content that I wish I heard and absorbed running my first business by the time I was 20. And I look back now and I'm like, oh my God, that's so young. But back then I was like, oh my God, I've been out of school for like 2 years. What am I doing with my life? Like, and even when I was 18, I'm like, oh my God, I finished school. Like, why don't I have my full life plan already? I need to know what I'm doing and be great at it. So this song would have been great to just help me chill out. Stop taking life so seriously, man. Just enjoy the journey.
Yeah,
thanks for a great song, Ash.
That's the best life advice, I think, is not take it too seriously and enjoy the journey. I've been trying to get Ash on the podcast for ages, and he's always too busy. Every time he comes to Perth, and he comes to WA like a fair bit. He's coming again. He's coming again later on this year, so I'm going to try again to get him on before he comes over. I think it's November he's touring, so I'm going to try. I'm going to try again. October, November. It's a fairly long tour, I think. So I'm going to try again to get him on, and hopefully.
Come on, Ash. We love you.
Yeah.
We would love to hear your mixtape.
I know,
man.
yeah. He's always, I know he's super busy because he's a really hard-working musician. So yeah, fingers crossed. Next time. Okay, I did give it a bit of a spoiler alert earlier on when I mentioned the band name, and this was a bit of a left field choice. So, what if you were trying to woo someone, Tracey, and let the listener of your mixtape know that you're romantically keen? What track would you put on your mixtape for that?
I chose Safe Home by Anthrax. And the reason being that I feel like if I was giving a mixtape to somebody, then they already have some form of a relationship with me, and they would know that one of the greatest honors that I can give them to show them that I've let them in is that I feel safe with them and I trust them, because I don't do those things easily. And I'm a mega I was going to say mega Anthrax fan, but I'm mostly a fan of, oh my God, my mind's gone blank on that vocalist. Is it Scott Ian? Oh my God, what is wrong with my
I was going to say Dave Mustaine, but that's because you just said Mega, and I was thinking of Megadeth.
Anthrax have been through so many different vocalists, so I can't actually say that I'm a hardcore Anthrax fan, because when it gets more into the hair metal pitching and stuff of the vocalist, that's not. I still like it, but I don't crave it as much as I crave this guy's voice. So anyway, that's it. Safe Home by Anthrax, and that's my woo song.
When I was looking it up, I was having a little bit of a YouTube sniff around, and there was an acoustic version of it, and I wondered if that was like you'd forgotten to like sort of, include like in brackets acoustic version or something like that. Yeah, it's like a bonus track or something like that on an EP or an album or something, or some collection.
I have to look for that. That's so cool.
Yeah, it was all right. Yeah, I preferred that to the full blown metal version. Gotta be honest, but yeah, I used to. Quite often when I talk about this track choice with people, I quite often mention the time when Shane from Electrofuzz chose Submission by the Sex Pistols as his track 5. But I think you've taken his place now as the most out there choice. For that. That's a great one.
I have to correct myself, because I feel like otherwise there's going to be people out there screaming and stuff. Scott Ian is the guitarist.
Scott Ian, right? Okay, yeah.
John Bush is the vocalist that I absolutely love.
Right. Okay. And finally, Tracey, track 6 of your mixtape is something that's a little bit left field obscure and maybe doesn't get the recognition that you think it deserves. And what did you go with there?
I went for a beautiful song by an artist called Lemon Myrtle, called Fear is a Dog. And yeah, I mean, what do I say about this? Again, it's another selfish choice because of how much the song has given me. And I just feel like no one else could make Fear sound like it could be your friend other than Hannah, who is Lemon Myrtle. The first time I ever heard it was live, and I was completely swept up in that song. And it was one of those things that as soon as I was like, okay, I have to look that up when I leave because I'm in love with that song.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since then, I've sung it all the way around competing cross country with my horses when I'm genuinely terrified. And because of that song, I realized that we're actually allowed to feel scared, and it is actually a valid emotion and a good one that keeps us safe. But there's so many fantastic lines in it. People must read the lyrics. But she refers to fear as a dog. So hang on, because I usually sing it, and then that's how I remember the exact lyric. But basically, let him along for a drive, but don't let him. Give him the seat, but don't let him drive. And like, oh, yeah, she nailed it, and she's just the most beautiful artist. Yeah.
Is she Australian? I'm not even sure. I'm not sure where she's from, but I really enjoyed that track. Okay, right, okay.
She's West Aussie, so she is localish to where I am in the southwest, Western Australia. But she was living in Tasmania for a while as well.
Right,
so I think she's been a little bit here and there, but to my knowledge, she's back here in Manjimup, Pemberton area, and very non-assuming person to meet. She's just so humble and sweet, and then she has this incredible voice within her that's just if you're listening, I love your work, Han. So
okay, Tracey Barnett, thank you so much for coming on the mixtape. I really, really appreciate your time. Somewhere in the Middle is out on August the 21st, everywhere you stream your music. TraceyBarnett.com if you want to pre-save or get the download links or all that other good stuff. Tracey, thanks so much for coming on the show. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much for having me, Mark. It's awesome.
Absolute pleasure. Cheers. Thank you so much for listening to the Mixtape podcast. All the links that you will need are in the description below. Link to my Patreon, my guest website and social media, my social media, and the link to the Mixtape tracks playlist as chosen by today's guest. Thanks so much for listening. Until next time.